track. Hopefully the internet doesn't go down again. Okay. Are you asking like how UVs work, or just like why I'm so careless with where I put my seams? Because I am pretty careless at the moment with where I put my seams. This model is going to be textured in Substance Painter, and it's really just going to be a pretty picture. It's not going to be like animated or anything, so I'm not super worried about it. No, this is Maya. This is Maya. It's just the UV editor. Yeah, just trying to figure out what you meant. Yeah, that's nice. This is a pretty complex model. So this is kind of the last leg of working on the UVs. So this is everything. So I got everything kind of laid out, unfolded. So once I finish the body, I'll basically lay out everything. Like I said, this isn't like for anything but a pretty picture. It's not going to go into a game or anything like that. So I'm trying to be quick about it, even though it's such a high-res, complex model. Yeah, this guy is not 15K. Currently, he is 354,000, or no, 728,000 tries. I do some low poly stuff too, but you know, I'm in a unique situation where I'm a teacher, and my personal stuff that I do is just for me, and that's it. So yeah, I'm just so used to doing it in Maya. I know there's other apps out there to use. I used to use Topo Gun, or no, what was the one? Was it Topo Gun? There used to be another one. I think it was just called UV Layout. I used to use that one a lot. That one was really nice. But I'm just so used to doing it in Maya at this point. And you have, with ZBrush, you have GoZ, so you can just like connect right up. Was good. What happened to it? Yeah, Blender's nice. Is that what you use, Blender? I really want to learn Blender. It's just that I teach Maya, and I definitely have to stay fresh in it. So a lot of the projects I do with my students, like I do alongside with them. So it's a lot of work. What's going on here? Cool. Trying to get my bearings here. Yeah, I'm strictly a modeler and texturer. I used to really be into rigging. I've never really been into animation, but you know, when I was in college, I just wanted to learn everything I could. But now I just kind of play to my strengths. Blender just seems cool because it's like an all-in-one package. I mean, there's even like back in the day, Maya used to have this, but there's even like a video editor in it, which is really cool. Hey Carl, no, this isn't for games. It's just for personal work. It's just for, you know, it's going to be a nice render. I have no interest in animating it or rigging it or anything like that. Yeah, I never worked in the game industry, but I did work in simulation. So working on like military simulations and stuff. It's very, you know, it was more like making games that were made in like the early 2000s or the early 90s, because everything had to be so incredibly low poly. I didn't really care for it. I didn't like working the same hours every day, so that's when I started, you know, went into teaching. and I love it because basically I get to do my own art, and it's not for anyone but myself. The Blender viewport, you mean? The Maya one, like if you have a decent graphics card, the Maya, uh, you can render Arnold right here in the viewport. And if you have like an RTX card, which I just got one, it is pretty responsive. It's really good for rendering. But yeah, I definitely say uh, Blender probably has Maya beat. Blender has Maya beat in a lot of ways. It's just unfortunate that no one in the industry will use it because it's open source. But I think that the whole thing where other developers like make new tools, it's open source, so like that's just awesome. You can't really beat that in terms of progress in software. Although, Maya's UV editor has gotten a lot better over the past few years, like a lot better. It used to be, that's probably back when I was using things like Topo Gun and UV layout. Just Maya's UV tools sucked so bad, like back in, even like 5 or 6 years ago. But they are definitely way better now. Yeah, again, another benefit of being a teacher is that I get a lot of software for free through the college. So I have access to Maya and, like Photoshop, the entire Adobe suite. So I get that all for free through the college. It's not free, they just pay for it for me. But no, I get it, especially today when there's so many other great things out there that aren't subscription models. Like I really love, I don't know if you've messed around with Affinity Designer yet or Affinity Photo. It's like a really good alternative to Photoshop and Illustrator. And they're only $50 and you don't, there's no subscription or anything. If I didn't have Creative Cloud paid for me, I would definitely be using those instead. Yeah, I haven't had the chance to play with Clip Studio, but um, I hear it's pretty good. I lately I've been drawing. When I'm just drawing, I'd use Procreate, like this guy I did in Procreate. It's just so much nicer to draw on an iPad. I'll still draw in Photoshop if I have to, but all right, what's going on here? Oh, let's see. Yeah, I had a Cintiq for a while, and I think they've probably gotten better about this. And it was probably just my laziness too, but I just felt like it was a hassle to use the Cintiq because I had to completely like rearrange my workspace. I had to move my keyboard around, and like it just felt like a hassle. So 9 times out of 10, I was just using my Intuos instead. So maybe I'm just like set in my ways, but the iPad's a little bit different because it's so portable and you don't have to plug it into a computer like you do a Cintiq or like the Huion. But I kind of just prefer to use my Wacom tablet. I don't know. I just thought it was cool. I thought like maybe this guy's like some ethereal being or like elemental being. And, he kind of chooses his form. I don't know. A lot of this stuff is just like stream of consciousness to me. I have no rhyme or reason why I do it. It's just, I get an idea and I follow through with it. I'm sure like after as I start working on this guy, I'll figure out a story behind it, but at the moment I have no idea. Yeah, I hear the Huions are nice, and the XP pins are supposed to be really nice too. But yeah, I haven't used either one of them. I used to say, because my students would ask me what kind of tablet to get, and I used to be like, go Wacom or go home. That's the only one worth getting. But I've like seen the quality build of like the Huion and the XP pen, and it's really nice. And the new Cintiq one looks pretty nice too for like a budget Cintiq. It's only like $300-400. I don't know. It's not so bad. The only time it's really frustrating is like when there's geometry errors or something and you can't figure out, why you can't unfold or something. But overall, I can find it kind of relaxing just to sit back and do UVs. I used to avoid them like at all costs. Like I hated them so much. But once you kind of learn to do them quickly, it's not so bad. And this, like, if I took the time to properly retopologize this guy, it would be a lot easier. But I just kind of used the Z remesher and ZBrush, so it's taking me a little bit longer than it should. Because of that, because the geometry doesn't have a good flow to it. Yeah, it can be relaxing at times for sure. Yeah, I don't like dragging. It's not as responsive as just like clicking one point. Basically, you just click one point and then shift double click the other. So just like do something like this, and that will select the span. The dragging, it's a nice feature, but it doesn't work as well as it should. Yeah, no worries. I mean, when you're making game models, you still need pretty efficient UVs, right? Like, It's not just automatic mapping, it's just quicker because it's so low poly, I guess. What's this? Oh, that's the thumb. Probably leave that like that. I think I've always had a strange method for doing UVs anyway, so. And it's by far, this isn't the way that it's done in any sort of industry setting. Or maybe it is, I don't know. I'm just kind of doing it messy and quick. Yes, so you can drag, but it's super slow and you don't always hit it on the mark. I think it's the symmetry. I have symmetry on, and that's what makes it kind of laggy. I'm going to leave the fingers disconnected. It's kind of a natural crease right there under the fingers anyway. All right, so that means work on the whole thing. Which is a mess. That's cool. Yeah, maybe I'll mess around with that a little bit. I know that's how ZBrush used to be. It had a UV master where you kind of draw your line, but it never worked very good. But that seems like a super cool feature. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. And a lot of things I'm kind of stuck in my ways, and if I'm not teaching it, then it's not something that I use a lot. I think I just, hopefully it doesn't freeze on me. So yeah, the something in the UV editor doesn't like symmetry turned on. So like what I just did by accident was selected everything, and it just froze Maya. I think it'll kick in. It just needs to take a few minutes to process. Yeah, with like Substance Painter, it definitely, like, you can cover up a lot of seams. I don't think anyone uses Photoshop to texture anymore. I mean, I use it every once in a while to like make a normal map, or it really quick, and I definitely show my students how to use it for stuff like that. But there's no reason to use anything but Substance Painter. I think it's like one of the best apps to come out in many years. You use 3D code to texture too? Yeah, I always want to rush it though, because I really want to get to the texturing part. That's like one of the funnest things to me. I really don't want to shut down Maya, because I didn't save any of that work on the body I did. I think it will eventually kick in. It just needs some time. How much is 3D code? That's not bad. If it's as useful as you say it is, that's definitely not bad. $100. One. Yeah, I don't love Maya right now. Yeah, I mean, anything that saves time EVing, I'm down to learn. I really want to learn Marvelous Designer. That's like one of the ones on top of my list. It just seems amazing for clothing. Alright, I'm just going to walk away for a few minutes. I'll be right back. Hopefully, when I come back, Maya will have done its thing. Yeah. Actually, I went to the other room to have a shot of tequila. Um, yeah, that's important to me is like having, there was a time where I wanted to learn every single app out there, but like really, I like being sort of a minimalist with all the programs I use. So, Adobe, Photoshop, Illustrator. I use Illustrator a lot. I actually use Illustrator to make the shapes. And like I drew this in Procreate. I took it into Illustrator and I drew out the shapes for everything. And then Maya used the SVG tool, which is where you could just like copy and paste vector files and it'll make 3D models out of them. And then I brought them into ZBrush and sculpted them. And yeah, that's where I'm at now. But definitely texture and substance painter. I really don't want to end the stream at this point, but if this doesn't kick in soon, I might have to. There's not really much I can do to the model until I can update all its UVs. I actually want to take it, it's something I could probably do right now. I want to take this into Photoshop and maybe sketch out, brainstorm like an environment this guy can be put in. Just a thought. Yeah, I use Mudbox a lot too because we don't have ZBrush at the college. Because we have Autodesk, we have Mudbox. So I teach sculpting with Mudbox, and it's definitely got some nice features. But the brushes in ZBrush, mainly all I use is like the clay buildup or clay tubes in a damn standard, wherever that one is. They're just so much nicer and so much more predictable than the Mudbox brushes. So yeah, ZBrush is just better, but I do like the simplicity of Mudbox. It's easy to teach because if you know any 3D, like basically it's just like Maya sculpting. But I do like it because it's easy to teach. It's easy to just jump into and start sculpting things. It's easy, like it communicates with Maya really well. You can send files back and forth. But ZBrush, like, you can just get better details on your model with ZBrush than you can in Mudbox. Yeah, I think ZBrush has the market cornered. I don't know, like don't quote me on this, but they have the whole pixels, spelt with an O. So you're not really pushing and pulling polygons in ZBrush like you are in a lot of other editors. Like I think Mudbox might have something similar, but it's just a different sort of way of sculpting. I don't know. But yeah, ZBrush, you're not like from what I understand, the way it works is like you're not pushing and pulling vertices or polygons. You're just like affecting points, like vectors, basically. I'm trying, man, Russell. I'm actually waiting on Maya to be unfrozen at the moment. So I'm trying to figure out something to do while this is frozen only. So no, they haven't discontinued Mudbox. Their last update was they added one feature and it connects to Flame. I think Flame or Fume or something like that. One of Autodesk's compositing products. So that was unfortunate. Like there in Mudbox 2020, they only had that one new feature. I'm not aware, at least, that they discontinued Mudbox. I hope they didn't, but they did just release Mudbox 2020. So no, I hope they don't dump it because they need like I wish they would put more effort into it. But no, as far as I know, they haven't dumped it yet. Is it still around? I use it. I teach it in the classroom. I think eventually they'll probably make like a better sculpting mode in Maya, and they'll use like the Mudbox algorithm for that. I think that's where it's going eventually, but we'll see where that goes. They may have just kind of like figured out that we're not going to get better than ZBrush. So why not just put our efforts somewhere else? Oh yeah, that's what I love about it too, and that's the one nice thing about teaching it. Like, I teach at a community college or a state college. Basically, like, it's not a university; it's like a lower level college. But I couldn't imagine trying to teach ZBrush to that level of student. Like, some of them are sharp and some of them would pick it up no problem. But ZBrush is such an alien piece of software. Florida. Indian River State College. So it's on the East Coast, south of Daytona, north of West Palm Beach. But ZBrush is such an alien program. Like the hotkeys in it are like nothing else out there. Like it's just like there's a huge learning curve to it. So Mudbox is just way easier to teach sculpting in because it's like, you know Maya, you know Mudbox. It's easy to navigate. Oh, nice. That's awesome. That's what I wanted to be. When I was in college, I really strove for that. And it's just not the cards life dealt me. So now I'm a teacher, which I love, by the way. Like, I really love being a teacher. It's awesome. I worked in the industry doing, like in the simulation industry for a while. And didn't really care for it. Fuse effects. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. I believe I have a friend. Mike is his name. I think his goes by Maverick Pixel. I believe he works in NYC doing VFX. I know he did like the commercials, the Arby commercials with the floating Arby's hat. He did that and some other things. Yeah, I love teaching, man. It's something that I resisted doing for years and years. I even had an interview once with Sony, and they're like, "Yeah, we need a trainer." Like, I don't want to teach. So eventually I gave in and started teaching, and I just don't understand why that wasn't my goal the whole time, because it's a really sweet gig. Yeah, it's definitely rewarding. And like it's inspiring too. It keeps me motivated to like do my own stuff. I'm not like burned out. I get home at the end of a class and I'm excited to get on my computer and create my own artwork. It's like I constantly need to stay on top of software so I can teach it. Like there's just a lot of really cool things about it. Oh, I'm lagging. I wonder if Maya. Nope, still frozen. Yeah, it's definitely a good balance. I mean, man, I get nearly 2 months off in the summer, so I'm really into mountain biking, so I do a lot of traveling in the summer. I've had quite a few friends that work in the like game industry or VFX industry, like be like, "Hey man, you'd be really good in the game industry or VFX industry." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." What's up, Hall? I'm talking to a lot of people. I'm streaming on Facebook and YouTube, by the way. So talking to most of these guys through Facebook. But I'm definitely paying attention to YouTube as well. Thanks, Ram. Yeah, thanks for keeping me company. That's definitely one thing I love about streaming so far is it's nice to have people to talk to and chat with while you work. Have a good night, man. I'm probably not going to give it much longer before I give up on it, to be honest. Maybe do a little bit more sketching here. Thanks, Russell. Have a good night, man. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night here. Maya isn't crashed yet. I just made a selection where I had, for some reason, in UV Editor, if you have symmetry on and you make a selection on UVs, it makes Maya really, really lag. So I made the mistake of selecting all of these UV shells with symmetry on, and it's just taking a really long time to process that action. I teach at a state college in Florida, Indian River State College. Advice, man, like the best advice I can give you is just like eat, sleep, and breathe. You know, breathe it. You have to just totally consume yourself with it to get really good at it. find some artists that you really like, find some 3D artists that you really like, and you know, and aspire to be as good as them. That's you know, probably the best advice I can give. It's you know, beyond that, it's all like dedication. You know, it's like anything. To get really good at it, you just really have to dedicate time to it. That's my best advice, but you know, I'm not as good as I would like to be either, you know, but I try. One of the reasons I make, you know, YouTube videos and stream is to, you know, stay motivated, and it encourages me to like continue working on something, sort of keep the momentum. I think that's one of the biggest sort of things that happens a lot when you're working on a project is you'll lose momentum. You'll kind of not give up on it, but you'll just kind of lose excitement over it. And then just kind of stop working on it. And that, you know, that's a huge problem with me. And streaming, I think, definitely encourages me to continue working on things. But all right, guys, I'm going to let Maya stew for a little bit on these UVs, and hopefully maybe I'll go watch a movie or something, and it'll kick over into, you know, that selection I made. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for keeping me company. I'm going to be doing pretty regularly streams on Monday nights. I'm going to try to make that a regular thing. And then just bonus streams here and there when I'm bored or I'm not doing anything. All right, guys, have a good night.